Hi, I'm Ben Riley, the Systems IT consultant in the Division of Assessment and Accountability Support in the Office of Assessment and Accountability. I'd like to welcome you to our instructional video on navigating the 2023 Accountability Calculator. The Accountability Indicator will be delivered to you in the secure web apps as a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. The spreadsheet will be included in the data release for QC Day. It will be located under the student data detail in the district zip file under a folder called Calculator. The purpose of this calculator is to assist in creating hypothetical scenarios and gain insight into your district's data. First, I'm going to introduce you to this tab. This is the first of three tabs in helping you grasp the essentials and use this tool efficiently. The first worksheet tab is aptly named Information. This calculator is designed to help DACs and BACs envision potential scenarios, guiding decisions throughout the academic year. It's not just a static sheet, but think of it more as a dynamic tool. As you input data, you can immediately see the hypothetical and potential impact on scores, allowing for strategic planning and timely interventions. Now, let's delve a bit into the tips for using the calculator entry. Here, you'll find essential guidelines for smooth data entry, whether you're selecting a school name from the dropdown, understanding the significance of red numbers and yellow cells, or learning about the blank option for new schools. This section is just to ensure you're well equipped to understand how to use this tool. Now, for those of you who crave a deeper dive into the policies surrounding accountability and our accountability system, there's a direct link as well to more detailed explanations about the accountability system on the official meetings and trainings webpage. Next, let's take a look at the tables worksheet. Let's take a look at the 2023 Accountability Calculator now. This table is a vital resource primarily focused on English language progress. So let's navigate its intricacies together. At the very top, the tab headline reads English Language Progress Value Tables, indicating the core purpose of this section. As you scroll down, you'll notice two main sections. The first section is dedicated to regular assessed students. Here, the rows represent the prior year performance level of access for ELLs, while the columns signify the current year performance level on access for ELLs. Each cell in this matrix gives a numerical value, which provides insight into the change trajectory of ELL students from one year to the next. For example, if a student was a 1.0 to 1.4 last year, and then progressed to a 4.5 to 6.0 this year, the value associated with that progress would come to 140. Following the matrix for regular assessed students, we can now transition to the section for the alternate assessed ELL students. This section follows a similar format, but is tailored to students who undergo the alternate version of the assessments. Similarly, the rows here represent the prior year performance level on alternate access for ELLs, and the columns show the current year performance on alternate access for ELLs. Once again, like the previous table, each intersecting cell holds value to guide DACs and BACs in understanding the change trajectory for these specific students. This data, when used alongside the insights from the next tab we're going to discuss, which is the data entry tab, forms a comprehensive guide for creating hypothetical scenarios and better understanding your district's data. Having already explored the previous two tabs, we now progress to the data entry section of the calculator. This tab showcases how data amalgamates and transforms into actionable insights. Currently on display is this intricate spreadsheet for Bardstown Independent District Middle, which is their middle school. I would like to note that the data shown here is artificially generated, and its primary purpose is just for demonstration in this video. It is to aid in showcasing the tool's capabilities without being rooted in real-world figures. Let's go ahead and dissect what we see on this sheet now. The first thing I'd like to draw your attention to is the school navigation. Right at the top, the school name and level are displayed. This design feature facilitates a navigation between data sets, especially when handling data for multiple schools. You're able to see it for all middle schools, elementary, or high schools in your district, or look at individual schools by using this section. If you look in the main section with the blue header, this has columns labeled reading and math, science, social studies and writing, English learners, and others that represent a variety of categories. Within these, you'll encounter scores, weights, and the resultant indicator scores. Immediately below, there's a section revealing the effect of any alterations compared to the prior year's status, providing a dynamic perspective of real-time changes. If we go further down, here's the NAPD data breakdown. It allows you to delve into specific metrics like reading, mathematics, and science. Here, the data is categorized into proficiency tiers, ranging from novice to distinguished. At a glance, this can help identify areas of strength and areas needing support easily. Next, we have some metrics here to the right, such as climate safety and post-secondary readiness that help expand the evaluative scope of the calculator. And then here we have the English Learners Matrix. The matrix at the bottom is tailored for English learners and offers dual perspective. Just like our previous tab, the rows represent previous year metrics, while the columns denote the current year, creating a visual representation of data change. I'd also like to point out some other noteworthy items on this sheet. The blacked out cells signify non-applicability for the chosen school or level. Original data stands out in red, acting as a point of reference against any modifications you make to the cells in yellow. Moreover, something I find very important about this is the clear data button, which allows for a complete clean slate. This is one way you could practice making a scenario for a new school if you're establishing one. While the restore data button reinstates the last saved data, which bestows some layers of adaptability. I like to think of that restore data button like a reset button on an old video game console. To reiterate, this tool isn't just about reporting the present status, but allowing DAX and BAX to create hypothetical scenarios. By adjusting the data, experimenting with variables, and witnessing outcomes, DAX and BAX are enabled to make precise and data-centric decisions and strategically position resources for optimal outcomes in their districts. Up next, we're going to create a scenario using the accountability calculator. Looking at our calculator, if someone is an experienced DAC, they would notice there's a slightly modified section here in the main area. Now we can see the prior year status, along with applied change and change difference. This is very unique in that this year we can apply a difference in prior year status to see how it impacts something such as the overall score. I'm going to go ahead and change the change the prior year status, excuse me, and I'm going to input the data a little differently just to see what would happen. Would it raise or lower my overall score? So let's go with changing 60.7 to 50.7 in reading and math as our prior year status. So we're going to put in 50.7. Additionally, let's change science, social studies, and writing to 43.7 and remove 10 points on the prior year status there. Now that we've done that, we're going to hit enter, and we can look over here and see, using the red text, that 46.7 was our previous data from our actual reporting for the year. But we can see that if in a hypothetical scenario, the prior year, both areas, reading and mathematics, along with the science, social studies, and writing indicator, were decreased by 10 points, it would increase the overall score to 56.3. So this is one way you can use the prior year status in our accountability calculator as a new feature. Let's go ahead now and restore the data and experiment with something in the novice apprentice proficient and distinguished table down here. And this time, let's go ahead and let's say we're projecting to show a novice reduction of 10% was our goal. So that'd be about 18 students. Let's go ahead and we're going to take away 20 just to use nice round numbers here. And we will put that in 161, which means we need to add 20 to our apprentice right here. And now that we've done that, we can see that that would have increased our overall score from 46.7 to 47.8. So this can show you how the impact of your novice reduction indicates or impacts your overall score. Let's go ahead and restore the data again. And let's take a look now at the climate and safety calculations here. Let's say that student morale is up this year and they have scored a little bit higher instead of 69.9. Let's go ahead and bump that up to, let's say, 80 and see what impact that has on the data. As you can see, that increased it from 46.7 to 47.2 up here. And again, we're going to go back and click Restore Data. On behalf of the Office of Assessment and Accountability and the Division of Assessment and Accountability Support, I'd like to thank you for watching this training and examples on the Accountability Calculator for 2023. If you'd have further questions or need support concerning the calculator, please reach out to KDE Assessment at education.ky.gov or DACinfo at education.ky.gov or give us a call at 502-564-4394. Thank you and have a wonderful rest of your day.